When I was a chiropractic physician working in Las Vegas, I had the opportunity, the privilege, I guess you could say, to work on a piece of land that was about 1/8 of an acre. This was in desert. I wanted to build it into a desert paradise. I will never forget the first time I saw Jeff Lawton and his YouTube Greening the Desert 1 video series. Well, that one video that was on YouTube, I don't know how many years ago. It was incredible to see how he turned desert into paradise. And I want to do the exact same thing with this little teeny 1/8 acre in the middle of the desert in Las Vegas, Nevada. Step 1, dig a lot of dirt. So I had all the contour lines mapped out and I had exactly where I needed to dig. Now it was time to dig. Why? Because that was how I was going to keep water on that 1/8 acre piece of land and help it hydrate it. So when I dig these ditches that are level, it keeps the water on this little piece of land as long as possible. Well, let's do this. I had my bottle of water, I had a pickaxe, a shovel, and I started to dig. It was Saturday. It was the hottest day of the year in the summer so far. And I was digging. And I dug and I dug and I dug and I would throw the dirt onto this downside of the ditch I was digging, making it level. And I remember when I was done with that first swell, it felt as I had jumped in a pool. I was sweating from head to toe, but I felt great. Movement, important and actually vital to our overall health and well-being, and that was movement. Chapter 3 of my book, Playing in the Dirt, talks about various ways that playing in the dirt is very beneficial to us. And one is movement. Putting weight against our muscles, putting weight against our bones is one way to keep us strong and healthy. And what better way to do it than outside and playing in the dirt? As I quote from my book, fertile soil is one of the best weights out there, and it is free. No need for a membership or a place to store it. It is pretty much all around it. So movement, exercise, putting weight against our muscles and our bones, whatever you want to call it, we need to do it. Again, what better way to do it than outside playing in the dirt? And if movement's so important, why don't we do it? Why aren't we out there working out? Why aren't we moving our muscles and our bones? Because we don't feel it. Most of us know that we need to move more. Most of us understand that we need to move more. But we don't feel it deep down. So the only way we're going to move more is we feel it deep down. That's exactly what happens with nature. When we feel her, when we experience her, we heal, become better. Nature's beautiful. It's magnificent. People travel large distances just to see and feel her. I'll never forget the time I went to the waterfalls of Iguazu. One of the waterfalls is called La Garganta del Diablo, and you can't explain what you feel there. You can't explain what you see there. It can only be experienced. And experiencing nature heals us. There's a quote straight from my book where I read, "If you work behind a desk all day, how many times have you left the office and gone outside to just feel the air and the sun hit your skin? It brings life back to feel those things. Not think about them, but to feel them." So being in nature, feeling nature, it brings back life. Another quote from the book, "Being in nature and taking her in through our senses has a name. In Japan, it is shirashoku, translated as forest bathing. It is something that physicians in Japan promote to their patients as an antidote to hectic urban life. Today in English, it has been given the name ecotherapy and has improved the health and well-being of many that practice it." So being out in nature, planting a garden, just feeling her, heals us. So how does it work? How does being out in nature, how does moving, how does that help us? How does that heal us? Well, in the book, Playing in the Dirt, I talk about various reasons it does, and today I just want to give you one. It reduces stress. Being out in nature and moving, planting a garden, helps us reduce stress. But not just that. There's actually more to it. Out of the billions of bacteria that are found in soil, we know a couple, at least one so far. I wonder how many more help us, make us stronger. The now famous Mycobacterium vaccae. If we run our hands through the dirt and breathe that bacteria in, it helps us reduce stress. And think about the moments where we need calmness in our lives, like when we lose a job. That's a very stressful moment. By having a garden, by playing in the dirt and having food, that helps us also reduce stress, as I quote from the book. Imagine you lose your job, but at the same time you know you have a garden at home that is providing nutrient-dense food for yourself and your family, and that last year's garden provided a surplus, and you have it bottled at home ready to eat. You can now put more of your energy toward finding a new job or starting a new business than worrying and stressing about how in the world you're going to feed your family tomorrow. I now want to talk about just one more way how playing in the dirt can reduce stress. In my life, it was a very natural way. I was just outside in my front yard garden planting a garden. People would pass by and ask me what I'm doing and strike up a conversation. We'd talk for hours, we'd get to know each other, and then we'd actually start to help each other. We started to build a community. And it was all because I was outside playing in the dirt. And for us to be healthy, we need to have community. Us as human beings need community. It's a great way to reduce stress, to be involved in a loving community. See, these are all ways to decrease stress, and it all happens while we play in the dirt. I want to finish with this quote. Contact with other human beings is vitally important to our emotional and physical health. People who know me might be wondering, how can I say something like that, being a person who loves to be alone? Yes, when I am alone, I do take full advantage of it. However, there are moments where I yearn to be with others and communicate with them. It is natural to want alone time, but also be part of a community. Mother Nature provides so many ways to live a fuller life, not just a healthier life. We have to go to her though. She can't just give us what she wants to give us, which includes, among other things, the feeling of her beauty, a sense of well-being, and her healing capacity through stress reduction and community building. We must go to her with the mindset of working with and not against her. We must perform the action. We must go and do. She is more than willing to give us 10 times more than what we put in. You can get in contact with me at BenPageDC on Instagram. Send me an email at benpagedc@gmail.com or visit my website, pastosverdesfarm.com. See you next episode.